I've had my eyes on one of these BookArc laptop stands for a few years, but I always hesitate to buy products like that because laptop designs change so often and I don't want to end up with a $50 brick in a couple of years. Then I realized I could just make the stand out of plywood. It's so inexpensive and easy to make that I won't feel bad if I have to rebuild it sometime down the road. The design is a modified semi-octagon. It can be built to accommodate any laptop size or even a tablet or a phone. The only measurement you need is the thickness of your device. If you use calipers, I suggest applying some tape to the jaws so you don't scratch your computer. Don't ask how I know that. The build begins with a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. I'll cut it down to a more manageable size. On the miter saw, I square up one edge, then cut 2 thin strips 1 inch wide. I use setup blocks to position a stop block, making sure to account for the thickness of the blade. Now I cut one thick strip that's 2 inches plus the thickness of my laptop. To make the octagon shape, the miter table is set to a 22.5-degree angle. Now, since the next series of cuts will go across the plywood face grain, I'm applying some tape to control tear out. For the long segments, I'm setting a stop block 4 inches out from the blade. Depending on the width of your laptop, you may want to adjust this length so the stand is a reasonable size. For comparison, this is what would happen if I didn't use the tape. To size the two side pieces, I think it looks best if you design by the golden ratio. That means the height is equal to the width divided by approximately 1.6. I'll set the stop block accordingly, and again, use tape to control tear out. I'm refraining from providing all the measurements in the video because the dimensions of every laptop are different. If you want to make a stand like this, you can download the plans on my website and follow the guide to design your own. With all the pieces cut, I give everything a light sanding. Tape will be used to hold everything together for the glue up. The strategy is very effective when gluing angled joints like this. An additional strip of tape will hold it together while the glue dries. A quick test fit with the computer, and now I can apply glue to all the joints. The next day, I peel the tape off and clean up any glue squeeze out. Then I break the edges with a sanding block. As an optional step, you can route some holes for cable management like I'm doing here at the router table. If you think this type of plywood glue joint isn't very strong, well, look closer. If you're familiar with plywood, you'll know each layer has alternating grain direction. So although every odd layer is an end grain to end grain joint, that's not very strong, every even layer is a long grain to long grain joint. And I think it'll hold up the weight of an average laptop just fine. I'll finish the stand with General Finishes Enduro. It's a water-based product, so I pre-raise the grain with water before applying the finish. After 2 coats, sanding in between, this is what it looks like. When I'm on my computer, I like to focus on one display, so I use this stand to convert my laptop into a desktop. Though it may be counterintuitive at first, when the machine is vertical like this, it actually runs cooler because there's no heat trapped at the bottom of the unit. And yes, the laptop is my only computer. I don't like the idea of having more than one, because that'll be yet another thing to update and maintain. High five for watching to the end of this video. Now, I know I promised some of you plans for my horizontal box joint machine by this time, and well, that project is underway, but progress is slower than expected. I realize this video might not be the content you're used to from my channel, but basically the issue is each jig I normally build is more work than I can handle in a typical month. So I plan to start alternating between simpler projects like this one and the more complex jigs that you're used to. My New Year's resolution is to consistently release a video on the first day of each month, so hopefully a regular release schedule is something I can get better at. I hope you understand and accept this new content strategy. It should allow me to take on more diverse projects and I hope to develop new skills along the way. Until next time, stay awesome, everyone.